If you are over 60 and taking collagen every day, I want you to listen very carefully for the next few minutes, because what I'm about to share may surprise you, but more importantly, it may explain many things you've been quietly wondering about. For years, many women and older adults come to me saying the same thing. I take collagen regularly. I choose a better, more expensive one. I'm patient and take it every day. But then they pause for a moment and continue. My skin still feels thinner. My joints are still stiff in the morning. My nails are still weak. And my body just doesn't respond the way I expect it to anymore. If this sounds like you, please know one very important thing. The problem is not that you're lacking collagen. And in many cases, taking more collagen is not what your body needs most after age 60. This may sound contradictory, because for many years, we've been taught that collagen keeps skin firm. Collagen supports healthy joints. The older you get, the more collagen you need. Those statements are not entirely wrong, but after 60, the issue is no longer simply whether you have collagen or not. The real issue is this: can your body still use collagen as effectively as it used to? And this is where many people begin to misunderstand what's actually happening. The truth is, there is a very inexpensive food, so familiar that we often overlook it, that can help your body nourish and use collagen more effectively than many collagen supplements after age 60. Not because it's magical, not because it contains more collagen, but because it supports the exact systems that collagen needs to work properly at this stage of life. And for you to understand why this is true, we need to start with a very common misunderstanding about collagen and aging after 60. After 60, many women can't quite put into words what's happening to their bodies and skin. They just know that things don't feel the same anymore. Makeup no longer sits well on the skin. Foundation settles more easily into fine lines around the mouth and eyes. Skin looks flatter in the morning, then more tired by the end of the day. When you touch it, your skin no longer has that familiar elastic feel. It's thinner, more easily creased, and slower to bounce back after being stretched, even from something as small as a pillow crease from sleeping on your side. Your joints change too. When you wake up in the morning, they feel stiffer and heavier. Your body needs more time to warm up than it used to. And there's a feeling many women describe to me that's hard to put into words. I'm still me, but my body doesn't cooperate the way it used to. When this happens, many people begin to wonder, am I aging too fast? Did I miss the best window? Did I do something wrong? For years without realizing it. If you've ever had these thoughts, please pause here and listen closely to something important. This feeling is not imagined, and it is not your fault. Many people over 60 have done everything right that they were advised to do, eating carefully, taking collagen consistently, supplementing vitamins, taking good care of their skin, yet the results remain limited. The reason is not that you haven't tried hard enough. It's because after 60, the body no longer responds the same way it once did. For years, we've been given advice designed for bodies in their 30 seconds or 40 seconds and then applied it unchanged to women and older adults over 60. And that's where the confusion begins. What I want you to understand is this: your body is not broken. It's simply operating under a different biology now. After 60, the body's repair systems become more selective. They need the right signals, the right conditions, and the right environment to work effectively. And when those elements are missing, the body doesn't protest. It just works more slowly. This is why many women feel their skin is quietly weakening, not loudly, not suddenly. Just year by year, the ability to recover fades a little more. And at this exact moment, a very natural question begins to arise. What truly determines the body's ability to repair collagen after age 60? When we look more deeply at the body after 60, the picture begins to change. To understand why collagen no longer brings that sense of recovery it once did, we need to look at how the body repairs tissue after 60. When we're younger, collagen in the body is produced, transported, and used relatively smoothly. The body functions like a constant repair system. Small damage is fixed quickly, skin recovers overnight, joints are lubricated and rebuilt on a regular basis. But after 60, three quiet changes begin to occur. At the same time, the first change is circulation slows down. The tiny blood vessels that deliver oxygen and nutrients to the skin, joints, and connective tissue no longer expand as easily as they once did. This means that even if the body has enough raw materials, they reach the areas that need repair more slowly. The second change is reduced hormone signaling that supports tissue repair. Estrogen and testosterone once played an important role in activating the cells responsible for repairing collagen. After menopause and age-related hormonal decline, these signals weaken. Fibroblasts, the cells that produce collagen, do not disappear. They are simply no longer switched on as strongly as before. And the third change, the one least talked about, is low-grade chronic inflammation. The body is not acutely inflamed. You don't have a fever. You're not in severe pain. But the repair system is constantly working in an environment that is no longer as quiet as it once was. When these three factors come together, collagen does not disappear, but the speed of repair begins to fall behind. The speed of breakdown. And this is a very important point. Collagen does not stop working after 60. The body simply no longer uses collagen in the same way it used to. This explains why so many people over 60 share the same experience. They take collagen. They are patient, but the results are unclear. Not because collagen is wrong, but because the system that uses collagen has changed. It's like having plenty of building materials, but the workers move more slowly, and the transportation routes are no longer fully open. In that situation, simply adding more materials is rarely the optimal solution. And this is exactly why we need to pause for a moment and re-examine. A very common belief is drinking more collagen really what the body needs after age 60? And right here, a familiar belief needs to be reconsidered. This is the moment we need to clarify. A very common misunderstanding. Taking more collagen does not automatically mean the body repairs better. This may sound opposite to what we're used to hearing, but it's extremely important for people over 60. When you consume collagen, the body does not send that collagen directly to the skin or joints. Collagen must first be broken down into amino acids. Only then does the body use those amino acids to build new collagen where repair is needed. That process requires multiple conditions at the same time: good digestive absorption, adequate vitamins and minerals, circulation to deliver nutrients to tissues, and repair cells receiving the signal to activate N. After age 60, many people focus only on adding more raw materials, while overlooking the conditions that allow those materials to be used. And when those conditions are no longer in place, increasing collagen dosage rarely makes a noticeable difference. That's why many people tell me, I tried a different collagen, I increased the dose, I switched brands. Then they pause and say, it's still the same, not because they did something wrong, but because the strategy no longer matches the body's current biology. Imagine your body as a structure that needs repair. Collagen is the building material, but to fix the structure, you need clear transportation routes, an efficient workforce, and an environment that allows repair to happen. If those factors weaken, adding more materials simply leads to storage. And this is the key point that many health recommendations overlook. When speaking to people over 60, the problem is not that you lack collagen. The problem is that the body is no longer being nourished to use collagen properly. Once you understand this, a very natural question arises. If taking more collagen isn't enough, what actually helps the body repair better after 60? The answer does not lie in finding a stronger supplement. It lies in restoring the entire repair system so that any collagen the body has, from food or supplements, has a chance to work effectively. And this is where the solution begins to look very different from what we usually expect. So if the issue is not a lack of collagen, but rather the body's reduced ability to use collagen effectively after 60, then the real question becomes, what truly helps? The answer is not a more expensive powder, and it's not about increasing supplement doses. It lies in a very familiar food, so familiar that we often overlook it. When talking about collagen, this food is not heavily advertised. It doesn't promise younger skin in a few weeks, and it isn't sold in expensive containers. But what makes it special is this: it supports the exact systems that collagen needs to be used effectively after age 60. And this is where a very familiar food begins to matter. Eggs, yes, not collagen powder, not expensive pills. Eggs, one of the most affordable yet most nutrient-dense foods for the collagen system of older adults. What makes eggs special is not that they contain collagen, it's that they nourish the entire collagen repair process in a way supplements cannot. Eggs provide the amino acids the body needs to build new collagen, but more importantly, they provide biological signals that help repair cells work more effectively. Many people believe that collagen supplements are stronger than eggs because they are more concentrated, but after age 60, the body doesn't need something stronger. It needs something more compatible, and this is why eggs often create a noticeably different experience. For some people over 60, better skin recovery after sleep, less joint stiffness in the morning, stronger nails and less hair breakage. Not because eggs do anything magical, but because they help the body remember how to repair collagen on its own. What matters most is why the body responds differently to eggs after age 60. To understand why eggs can support collagen more effectively after 60, we need to revisit how the body builds collagen from the ground up. Collagen is not poured directly into the skin or joints. The body must build new collagen itself from smaller building blocks called amino acids. And for that process to run smoothly, the body needs three key things. The first is the right amino acids in the right ratios. Eggs provide complete protein containing all the amino acids collagen needs most, especially glycine and proline. These are the two primary components that form collagen's structure. After 60, the body's ability to synthesize protein gradually declines. That's why protein sources that are easy to absorb and naturally balanced become far more important. The second is a supportive biological environment, so amino acids can actually be used. Eggs don't just provide protein, they also contain vitamin B12, vitamin A, vitamin D, and selenium, micronutrients that help cells use protein more efficiently. This is where many collagen supplements fall short. Supplements often provide only part of the picture. Eggs, on the other hand, provide an entire nutritional ecosystem that collagen needs to be built properly. And the third factor, which is very important but rarely discussed, is the ability of the liver and connective tissue to process protein. Eggs contain choline and natural sulfur, which help the liver process protein more effectively and support connective tissues in repairing themselves more efficiently. After 60, many people experience a situation where they are eating enough but not using it all. Not because the body lacks nutrients, but because the processing systems have slowed down. Eggs help reduce that burden by providing nutrients that the body recognizes and can use easily. Simply put, collagen supplements provide raw materials. Eggs help the body know how to use those materials. And this is why many people over 60 feel that eggs bring a quiet but noticeable change. Better skin recovery after sleep, less stiffness in the joints in the morning, stronger nails and less hair breakage. Not because eggs are stronger than supplements, but because they are more aligned with the body's biology at this stage of life. And this leads to the next gentle question: how many eggs are enough? When is the best time to eat them? And who should be cautious when including eggs at this stage? When it comes to eggs, what matters is not eating as many as possible. After age 60, the body responds best to consistency and moderation. For most healthy older adults, 1 to 2 eggs per day is a reasonable amount to support the collagen system. The timing of eating eggs also matters. Morning or midday are the 2 times when the body absorbs protein best. During these times, the liver and connective tissues are more sensitive to amino acids, allowing the repair process to work more efficiently. The way eggs are prepared also has a significant impact on protein quality. Best options: boiled eggs, poached eggs, lightly fried eggs with minimal oil. These methods preserve protein structure, making it easier for the body to absorb. Avoid over-fried eggs, eggs cooked at very high temperatures for long periods of time. These methods can denature proteins, making them harder for the body to use, especially in older adults. A question I'm often asked is, I'm worried about cholesterol. Should I eat eggs? For most people over 60, cholesterol from eggs is not the main factor determining blood cholesterol levels. Many studies show that chronic low-grade inflammation, insulin, and liver function play a much larger role. However, if you have cardiovascular disease or are under close medical supervision, use eggs as part of a balanced meal combined with vegetables, fiber, and healthy fats. Eggs are not a medicine. They are a stable nutritional foundation that helps the body use collagen more effectively each day. And when we look at the science, this choice becomes very easy to understand, to see why a simple food like eggs is so well suited for people over 60. The reason eggs are suitable for people over 60 does not come only from personal experience or clinical observation. It is also strongly supported by science. Many studies published in the Journal of Nutrition show that complete protein from whole foods improves tissue repair capacity in older adults better than isolated protein alone. This is especially true for tissues that require constant renewal, such as skin, tendons, joints, and connective tissue. Respected medical organizations such as Harvard Health and Cleveland Clinic also emphasize that after age 60, the body needs protein that is easy to absorb, along with natural vitamins and minerals, to support repair in a sustainable way. Eggs meet these criteria precisely. They don't just provide amino acids, they provide the right biological context for those amino acids to be used effectively. This helps explain why many people over 60 feel that simpler eating, focusing on foundational foods, leads to more stable results than relying on multiple supplements at once. This does not mean collagen supplements are useless, but after 60, supplements should play a supporting role, not be the foundation. When the nutritional base is right, any collagen you add, from food or supplements, has a better chance of being used effectively. In other words, eggs do not replace collagen supplements. Eggs help collagen work. That is a very important distinction. And because of this, a simple food like eggs, when placed in the right role in the diet, can bring about quiet but noticeable changes for people over 60. Of course, nothing works for everyone. Now, when we look back at everything we've discussed so far, a very clear picture begins to emerge. After age 60, the biggest issue is not that the body suddenly runs out of collagen. The issue is that the internal repair system is no longer being properly supported. Circulation slows down, hormone signals weaken. The ability to absorb and use protein is no longer the same as before. And when these changes occur, the body doesn't protest. It simply works quietly and more slowly. That's why many people feel changes happen very quickly, within just a few years after 60, not because they did anything wrong, but because the old strategy no longer fits the new biology. When you understand this, everything begins to feel lighter. You no longer need to chase stronger solutions. You don't need to try one supplement after another. Instead, you start asking better questions. What conditions does my body need to repair itself more effectively? What helps the collagen system work steadily each day? And this is where foundational foods like eggs begin to matter. Not because eggs are a miracle, but because they align with how the body after 60 actually works. When the nutritional foundation is strengthened, skin can recover better after sleep, joints can feel less stiff in the morning, and the body gradually regains a sense of internal support. The most important thing I want you to remember is this: you are not too late. After 60, the body does not shut down repair. It simply needs a more appropriate, gentler, and more sustainable approach. In the next part, I want to help you apply these ideas to everyday life in the simplest way possible and share important considerations so you can use eggs safely and appropriately based on your own health situation. Although eggs are a food that works very well for many people over 60, it's important to understand that no single piece of advice applies the same way to everyone. So before you apply this, I want to help you clearly understand who is most likely to benefit and who needs to be more cautious. First of all, eggs are especially suitable for people over 60 who experience the following signs: thinner skin with slower recovery, stiff joints in the morning, weaker hair and nails than before, the feeling of eating enough, but the body doesn't respond strongly. In these cases, the issue is usually not a lack of nutrients, but rather that the system responsible for using those nutrients has slowed down. And eggs, when consumed consistently and correctly, can help that system function more steadily. However, there are certain situations that require special caution. If you have a history of egg allergy, this is clearly not an appropriate option. If you are dealing with severe liver disease, advanced kidney disease, or have been advised by your doctor to limit protein intake, then eggs should only be used within very specific limits, under personalized medical guidance. For those who are monitoring cardiovascular conditions, it's important to remember this. For most older adults, cholesterol from eggs is not the main factor determining blood cholesterol levels. But if you have very high LDL levels, or have been specifically advised by your doctor to limit eggs, then view eggs as part of a balanced meal, not as the sole primary food. Another important point I want to emphasize is this: eggs do not need to be eaten raw, and they should not be eaten raw. Eating raw eggs does not improve absorption, and it carries a risk of bacterial infection, especially for older adults with a weaker immune system. Eggs cooked just right are the safest and most effective choice. Finally, please remember this: eggs are not a therapy. They are part of a long-term nourishment strategy. There's no need to change everything at once. No need to force the body. Just small things, aligned with your current biology, repeated consistently over time. And it is that consistency that truly helps the body after 60 recover more effectively. Before we end this video, I want you to recall the question many people have carried for a long time: why am I taking such good care of myself, yet my body no longer responds like it used to? The answer is not that you did something wrong, and it's not that you missed the best window. The truth is much simpler. The body after 60 needs to be nourished in a different way, not stronger, not more complicated, just more aligned with its current biology. When you begin to see collagen, not just as something to supplement, but as a system that needs support, everything starts to change. A simple food like eggs doesn't promise miracles, but it helps the body do something essential: use what it still has more effectively. And when the repair system is properly nourished, small changes begin to appear. Skin recovers better after sleep. Joints feel less stiff in the morning, and the body regains a sense of support from within, not overnight, but in a steady, sustainable way. If this video helped you better understand what's happening in your body or gave you a new perspective, you can tap like and subscribe to the channel to continue receiving health content created specifically for older adults. You can also leave a comment and let me know how old you are and where you're watching from. I read every single comment, and it helps me create videos that better match your real needs. Thank you for spending your time here. I look forward to seeing you in the next videos.